Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are at the Frag VALORANT Major Philadelphia, and map number 2, just about here, as we're going to be going to Ascent with Soniqs versus On the Way. Again, Soniqs, they're in map 1, as we just got finished commentating on. I mean, a heck of a series, heck of a map, really, for them. They're on Bind. That was the map chosen by On the Way. Worth reiterating as well once again. I apologize, I made that up. It was actually Soniqs chose Bind. I was like double checking that as I'm saying that. I'm like, wait a second, is that true? So Soniqs actually chose Bind, but the point is, they win that first map in very comfortable fashion. But, so they are going to Ascent, which On the Way chose. So certainly expecting a slightly better score for them. But really, again, I don't think that was the case for On the Way. Not really doing too well. It was just Soniqs. They were hitting shots and they were playing as that team that we expected them to play as coming into this event, and really be the top team.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they are a team that has been playing together for quite some time now, so everyone's kind of expecting them to have a pretty good performance here. So, living up to expectations there in map number 1, heading to Ascent map number 2, should see, again, potentially some opportunities for an interesting comp diversity. It is a map that we're starting to see a lot more KO played on. Perhaps that little content piece, foreshadowing, robot love is love, just like every other kind of love, and perhaps we will see some KO. It has been a lot more prevalent. Shuts down the Cypher trip, shuts down the Killjoy utility. Very good against Viper, and at the same time, we could also see some Chamber. It's a map that we've seen Chamber played on in this event already as well.
Yeah, Chamber I actually definitely would not be surprised, especially again coming out from Soniqs, but I'm with you on KO too. It's Sova is really the one agent you can pretty much guarantee to see on this map. Of course, with those paper thin walls, as you worded it yesterday, I believe it was. It's so true. It's just really good with that Ares and Odin, especially. You get that vision specific on the B side, and you can just spam on through and get a couple of cheese kills if the other team's not careful. So you see some electrolytes being drinking there by the side of Soniqs, kind of refilling once again after what was a very long day yesterday. But I hope for their sake, at least, they've certainly had their rest overnight and come in a little more fresh today. And again, at least the Soniqs case certainly looks like that after that first map on Bind, taking it 13-4, I believe it was. 13-5. Very, very dominant victory, really, by them there. But yeah, map 2, again, Ascent. So it starts with that agent selection. And this is a squad that, like we talked about going into this, like most of these teams, they're coming in with a collection of players from multiple other squads and really forming this pug, in a sense, as far as these tournaments. Usually you would see that at these local LAN events. But it's not a, an unknown team. With that said, again, these are all very quality players coming from their own organizations, and who knows, maybe something will form from this. Like we talked about with the roster shuffle days going on right now, it's maybe after this LAN event, there's all of a sudden going to be some new teams announced of players, getting to meet each other in person, talk it out, and realize we work well together, both on a connection level in person, but also in game, and something could come of it. So that's what I kind of look forward to, honestly, from an event like this.
I have heard that Tinder stocks are down because Valorant has become kind of like the new Zoomer dating app.
God.
And so you definitely might see some of those connections, moving forward into 2022 as well. But back to Ascent as a map, Soniqs did play Chamber on this map the 2 times that they played it at the event. They also played KO 2 times that they played it. Looking at On the Way's comp, they have been running a little bit more of a standard one. They ran Sky once. They ran Reyna twice, and then the Jet, Sova, Astra, Killjoy has been consistent throughout. So either way, we probably will see a little bit of diversity in the 2 agent compositions.
Yeah, definitely good possibility there. You see the player standing up, so talking about something on one of the computers. But again, hopefully get things going here in the near future, as we like to say. But yeah, it's been a good event. We are starting to wind down, of course, as we're in our second semifinals now. This will be followed up by the finals, though, after a short break in itself. Of course, that's also pending if we even go to map 3 or not in this series, which is very possible. I go back to On the Way, a quality team of quality players. If anything, using that first game as a warm up. Now going to be a bit more worm and looking to land their shots a little more precise as we head into their map choice of Ascent. Yoru and Omen, the 2 agents we haven't seen in game, being represented there on the screen, thanks to Nerd Street Gamers, making a point to do so, as those badass red suits there, looking pretty cool.
Maybe that's what they need. They just need a little bit of like reskinning, and then people will pick them. You know, it's kind of one of those things where like a company has bad press and they change their name and change their colors a little bit, and then people are like, "Oh, it's a new company. It's cool again." Yeah, that's what Yoru needs.
Get a new haircut on Yoru. Maybe that'll do it for him. But no, but he needs a little bit more. And he's getting a little bit more, as we've seen with the whole rework changes coming out, more illusion based, which both is, you know, excited for, but at the same time concerning. I'm sure there's a lot of similar reactions across the board there, but that's in the future. We'll deal with that when we get there. When it comes to that. All right, we got agent selection though for Ascent. You see a couple of shadow picks here, and sure enough, some lock-ins. All right, so Soniqs there defending first. They are going to run both KO and the Chamber. Dizzy Life will get his hands on Chamber once again. We saw him play it plenty yesterday and, again, do very well. So really not a big surprise there. I think I'll Sova Jet around it. Need one more to conclude, but we'll see what that ends up being. So, yeah, we get both the KO and Chamber.
Yep, as expected. And Ian probably going to lock in the Astra here shortly, I would imagine. Other than that, we see the Sky comp from on the way, so we'll get to see a little bit of that interaction of perhaps the KO canceling out the effectiveness of those two droning agents, or maybe on the way has a solved KO already, and that's why they are going with it anyway.
So yeah, Bang's going to be the one playing the Sky here. Of course, J. Curl on Jet. Saw Bang playing that Raze last map on Bind, but different story here on Ascent. And getting his hands on Sky. But yeah, both teams naturally running the Astra, as well as the Sova. Obviously, the bigger change-up, too, is you got Killjoy instead of, we'll call it Chamber. As Chamber is technically that's in on. I even saw people in chat yesterday talking about he's a duelist, guy. Stop. Like, no, we went over this. He kind of plays like a duelist somewhat, but he really is a Sentinel at heart because of what he can do with those slows, the trademark traps.
Teleport's ready.
So useful for getting information throughout the map. And Dizzy Life is going to start on the B site on defense, at least initially.
Suppressing. Enemy suppressed.
Not giving away too much early on. They got one suppressed there. Crunchy playing it aggressive in B main, but no chance for early pick.
And with the 0 point off the table for now, Brock can feel pretty safe in using this drone. Find some information here in B main.
The drone, Xander following it closely. They, you know, if they really got some damage out.
I don't think anybody hit anything, actually.
Only the drone took some bullets. Meanwhile, over towards A site. That knife is not going to hit anyone either, so a lot of whiffs going on here. Oh, it did hit Jaco, so got one.
It does slow their attack down as well. Jet can't dash onto site into a smoke. But setting up outside of A main on the way, trying to make a little bit of noise over towards B is Xander. Obviously, Astra can help his teammates across the map.
30 seconds left.
There we go, charging it. Does find Iron in the back. Jason gets one before he can quickly try to buy J. Kroll. Bob, though. Xander is trying to sneak up Catwalk and now spraying through the door.
Spike planted.
Into the side. So 3 versus 3, retake time. To the side of Soniqs. Gonna break the door. All 3 players near generator. So the firefight commences. Brock got Crunchy, but Bob gets 2. J. Kroll with the trade, though. Gets a 3 kill himself, and now we got a 1 versus 1. Dizzy versus J. Kroll. Oh, dash away. Playing it safe. Oh, it jumps out with the right click. So well played by J. Kroll. The constant back and forth, and eventually finishes it.
Yeah, that was definitely a Jet moment there. Sometimes I'm just like, they have shoot and dash bound to the same key. And it's just like an instantaneous reaction as soon as they get the shot off. Is he just getting out close there?
Oh, it happened. OTW, they'll take that first round. And got a Marshall buy from Crunchy. A Sheriff over there for Bob. Everyone else just a classic. Spectres all around to the other side. Crunchy trying to get somebody Link early. But no peeks. a cat maybe. Now they're OTW definitely respecting the possible marshals and sheriffs. This dog's on a journey. I can't sniff anything out though. Hungry, but...
It is worth mentioning actually. Crunchy back on the jet here. So played Astra last map. Now on the jet.
Okay, yeah.
I am with the Astra. So a lot of diversity we're starting to see from players in Valorant, which is cool. Not everybody's just a one-trick jet.
I know we were talking about that early on in its lifespan. It's like, you know, that's eventually how. Oh, that was unfortunate. Stop talking good about players, dang it. Just cursing them. All right, well.
They hit the shot.
Sure, that's true, I suppose. But 4 versus 4, 40 seconds remaining. OTW has to make a move soon. Gots to go. And it looks like they're going to go up against a headhunter. Dizzy left, he can find the head. He's going to have to avoid the blind, getting pulled in, has to worry about surviving. Good take so far, but Pikachu, no, the right click's not going to do nearly enough. And Jake trying to take over heaven with the rest of the team. Flash with a beautiful flash. They line up perfectly. One more was there. I don't even think he saw that. He's hidden back there, but Bob 1 versus 3. And now he's dead.
Yeah, Soniqs tried to go for a very quick retake, but Bang was ready. Bang to flash in their eyeballs. Cleaned it up.
Now the gun round going to be happening for Soniqs.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, you see right there, it's like he turned away right at Silva peeked, I guess, so. Suppose he didn't actually see it, but
One enemy remaining.
understood job precisely when it's all said and done. As they make it 2-0. You got a Bulldog now picked up by Bob. So, not the most ideal bot round 3 when you're down 2-0, but we've seen some Bulldog damage throughout this event. Follow the drone, Dizzy Life. He's got teleport out. He might need to use it here.
Trying to play
Here.
close angle, knowing that he can't escape if the pressure does come, but it's going to be a fallback for on the way. Perhaps reset and re-hit. What Xander finds out in middle.
Crunchy backing off right as that Pika catwalk was about to happen. Granted, the smoke came out, but if Crunchy just sits here, that could catch him off guard. Xander. Oh, there it goes. As soon as it runs away. Okay. Dashes out, puts the smoke, and makes sure to get out.
Valorant is a horror game.
Right. I've had a lot of jump scares. I know many have in this game for sure. Xander having a jump scare there. That's a great shocker. Dizzy Life gets 2 before porting out. That's the chamber as we know it.
30 seconds
the
left.
detection on a 1 as they're trying to run away now for OTW. They're going to get sandwiched here because incoming flank from Ian.
One enemy
Stellar will see
remaining.
that, and he sees it.
I'll be honest.
Flawless.
There you go.
Gun.
I'll be honest. Every time I see a chamber teleport out a situation like that, the Yoru lover in me cries a little bit.
Yep.
Why is it so much faster?
Like I said, I played a good chunk of chamber, maybe like 15 games or so, and then I played a Euro game after that for the first time in a while, and it's just like, yeah. What? This agent, it doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned anymore. It's just so bad comparison. But good job there by Dizzy Life, and great team effort, obviously, from Soniqs. That was their bonus round, though. So back over to OTW, doing the full buys, and they're going to hit A main fast. Want to take that orb control, and they have Seekers from Sky. So not going to use it early, though. Perhaps later in the round. Ooh, nice cover.
Avoids the scan, falls back. Pressure coming up. Catwalk is directly into where Chamber's playing. There is one trademark there in tree.
Peeking off of the dog by Crunchy. Dash away. Look at KO. Great flash out. Catches Bang, cut a run on the right side. They know Jake was there as well. They hear the dash out, though. As Crunchy, dropping out of 15 life, but just enough to survive. Mid control has been taken somewhat by OTW. They're going to make their way towards Cat now. Jet currently with the spike. Dizzy Life holding that Cat angle, though. Going to have to deal with that recon. Has port. And not going to get the chance to use it. That's the downside of port. You get a headshot, doesn't matter.
Is that how this game works?
Yep. If you die, you can't use your ability.
Spike down A.
Maybe we'll have an agent that event.
One enemy
certainly
remaining.
All right, down to one. All of a sudden, Xander able to get crunchy, but Jae-Sung will finish the job. So it was a back and forth trade fest towards the A site. They got the entry on the Dizzy, but it's too much team effort there to break into the A site. And Soniqs will tie it up at 2. So a big round for them, as of course that was the buy for on the way. And now they're back into the saves. Sheriff's across the board just about.
Can you imagine if they made a ghost agent, you die, and you can still like float around the map using your stuff?
Stop giving them ideas. Stop
That
now, it's
moment,
dangerous.
I uninstall Valorant.
Get out of my way.
Crunchy. It's on the other side of Catwalk as fast play. It'll be happening from OTW. Nice route. Saving around it. They get the scan. Dizzy Life has to port away. Jae jumps in, takes out one of the teleports. So they have the mid control, but Jae-Sung's like, what mid control?
Mid.
I got it. Dagger's gonna get another, but no. Big peek at the right time. Jae-Sung. Stellar gets his Dizzy as well up there. And now it is just J-Curl though, 1 versus 3. Only has that classic. It is a Z classic though. Oh, now he's okay.
Find an operator actually.
He'll take that.
Certainly will. Almost takes out Bob as well. Trying to fight his way back towards the spike. Definitely dangerous. Full HP and an op. But no dash. So has to be a little bit careful with the angles that he takes.
So I suppose that was Dizzy, the one that had that operator there, because that's where he died.
Mm-hmm.
And so J. Crow goes and picks it up. Oh, almost found the head. And no dash, as you mentioned. Iron takes advantage of it and punishes him.
It almost looked like he thought he still had a dash. Like, you know, it's so much jet. He's so used to taking the shot and dashing away. He just pulls out his knife and like, wait. Oh, no. This is what it feels like to be a normal agent.
Yeah,
This
what is this
sucks.
feeling? Oh, man. Can't deal with this. There's plenty of people that have a little bit of a chuckle at what just happened right there for sure. And it's understandable. But no, 3-2 Soniqs. Operator reclaimed and going to be given back to Dizzy Life there on Chamber. Back to buy Zoe on the way. As they set up more of that default stance. Spike's currently really in their spawn. Dagger gets killed early on. Dizzy Life, does it just randomly shoot? Oh man, that would have been something.
A gift.
Okay. Shoot.
For Stellar.
God, it's like, oh, just luck like now. Well, Stellar got Dizzy, actually. I'm guessing the smoke went down right as we went away. And Stellar ended up getting Dizzy. So Dizzy back to back rounds. He's got the operator, and he gets entry.
Kid coming in through market. We're going to put Bob off the angle. Bang.
Wow.
Wins the spam duel. Both players committing to it.
I think Soniqs is going to quickly see at this point. It's just a save round for sure. There, you are not going to retake 2 versus 5 in the B site.
No, especially not with an operator, a lockdown, and a cosmic divide available. It's a pretty safe bet. They will save here.
They're going to make sure to pass out the ultimate orbs. They're going to give it to Brock. Get that Hunter's Fury for next round. It's just a matter of can they hunt them down now. You probably think by now OTW is also suspicious that they're likely just saving. Jae-Sung, you will see. He has the null command for next round as well. Wall. As Iron decided to go on a little bit of a journey. Figures why not, I suppose. They do have plenty of money, but...
Yeah, trying to find a few exits there. Maybe deny the operator, but on the way we'll safely make it out with all 5 weapons actually. And they will tie it up 3-3 here.
Alright, 3-3. We're on map 2. Of course, Soniqs up 1-0. A very dominant bind map 1, the map choice of Soniqs, but Ascent certainly different so far. OTW makes it 3-3. As they're the ones attacking first, so operator, as mentioned, must save. J-Krill has it on that jet. Dizzy Life, I don't think he's going to get an op for a 3rd round in a row. Or he has his ultimate, so yes he is. He has the tour de force. In fact, everyone has an ultimate on the side of Soniqs. 3 of the 5 on OTW. Elevated, this is those rounds. You know it's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Take flight.
A little off duel on B with that tour de force. But first we have a Hunter's Fury, potential duel as well. Bob taking out Brock.
Oh, and he gets Stellar with one. Yikes, that's so much damage done by Bob. Lockdown activated towards A. So no Hunter's Fury, but what a shot start! Did he do a second one? He did! He kills the lockdown. Well played, Bob.
Majored in math.
And Valorant, all at the same time. He also gets a kill as the Astro Wall starting to go down. Crunchy takes over mid, and COTW is not trying to take that east side, but it is just like a complete lockdown hold by Soniqs, and Stellar by himself. It's just like, wait a second, this round did not go nearly as planned. Nice clean shot there, at least. As Ian thought for sure Stellar was elsewhere. But
You gotta imagine Bob's geometry plays there really. Stay in school, kids.
yes, that's good follow-up there. Yes, that's an important note to make. Definitely stay in school. And that was, see right here, great replay coming out. We saw the first start happen. I was like, there has to be a second one, right? And sure enough.
Beautiful shots from Bob there.
There you go. There's the second one. Well played. Stops the lockdown. Of course, and the Hunter's Fury too. I also wanted to point out that the whole reason why he's there because he heard a drone coming out, right? So, as a Sova player, somebody had a good idea of where that Sova may be droning from, and by the time it takes the first hit, he's already got a drone, and he's just dead. The second shot, I can't really get away. So yeah, great job by Bob around. And that round 7 right there, making 4-3 product. It's had a good Astro Wall and Jet Knives even.
Bit of an adventure here somehow. Not get punished. Never mind.
No.
Astro first.
Yeah, look, delayed punish from Jake. They're gonna drone into the B site now. Follow it up. They do have to check lock. Yes. So they see. Oh, he panicked there. He strafed left before the shot. Last second. Teleports out, but Jason doesn't carry it. Get him too high and try to get 2 more. And it's just Xander now. But Xander elsewhere. Xander's still in mid. Are they going to be able to bring up the KO? Yes, they are.
Ian, aka Bayo.
Xander, aka Deado. Got it. 5-3 Soniqs after that round. Again, so using no command there. They still have the Astro Wall and knives. Was that a buy? Yeah, I guess they did somewhat buy, didn't they, for OTW? So it looks like they have maybe it's a Vandal there, but
A couple Sheriffs, Phantom Specters. It definitely feels like Soniqs. This is not the same sort of yesterday.
Spike down.
They start to get
One
pressured
enemy
by teams. They were kind of shaky, but today they're solid. They're fighting back.
yeah.
They lose a couple rounds, but not getting run over by any means. Even on the way, has lots of firepower.
I want to one-up that even a little bit too, in that I think Bob, frankly, and not to say that he had a bad performance yesterday, but, you know, he wasn't that really standout player. You know, it was Ian, if anything. But Bob really is the MVP today so far in a lot of ways, it feels like. Several rounds in bind, and now here, certainly making some big plays.
Yeah, she's playing super well.
Oh, Crunchy gets one, dashes away, has backup from Bob. If they continue to go through this. Knock dart. And not going to be the cleanest right there, but still defending that tree. Crunchy gets another. Ian trades on the Xander and gets Stellar as well. And it's just one, making no one. Brock falls. And Soniqs holds against the very aggressive push into the side. Again, bit of an eco round, certainly for OTW, but still. We'll take those if you're Soniqs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every clean round you can win makes the next one that much easier against the better buy. And it definitely seems like they are communicating super well. They're covering each other's crosses. We're starting to see Ian pop a little bit, leading the way in terms of frags here on Ascent.
Revealing area.
You're seeing. Yeah. But I still go back to they still have the astral wall, not the. No, why aren't they using it? But it's just that's just more utility they have in their back pocket if needed. Does Soniqs, that is. It's Crunchy peeking out, Cat. Making some damage and gets that info at Liz. Jump peek, that's not going to work because Hater was a little too close for Ian. So, A-Site going to be hit hard now by OTW. Bob sitting up top. Shock dart killing Crunchy. That's big, Bob. Can you make a play? Yeah, the shock dart going to happen. Has to fall back for some team support likely.
Just going to wait for reinforcements now. We see Dizzy slowly making their way out of middle. Bob just going to make a bunch of noise. In heaven.
So they're holding A main with 2. They do have some lineups likely, and yeah, Soniqs again. Economy-wise, they're feeling pretty good. So certainly going to look to go for a bit of a retake here. Jaesung will make a 1-for-1. If anything, do some economy damage to themselves. So likely to be a lost cause as far as the winning of the round, but set yourself up for success next.
This angle.
Oh!
Last player standing.
Ah, can't hit that one either. Yeah, Dizzy played very well yesterday, but he has been missing a couple of these shots here. And he is going to stay alive, though, and keep that operator.
Not that it really matters. Economy looking pretty good, but certainly wish you had some of those shots back. As the whole point of that play where Bob and Dizzy are just sitting there is to do economy damage, deny rifles into the next round. Unfortunately, not able to do that, but on the way. You know, 4 rounds, not terrible, especially if they can take one more here. A 7-5 half looks pretty good on attack. Ascent is the most defensive-sided map, at least at Valorant Champions, and so you gotta think 5 rounds feels pretty good.
Bang will take that orb towards A, and that means Seekers are going to be available now. Or on the way, there's a shot from Dizzy. Lands it onto Stellar and then ports out quickly, so that's the chamber.
Oh, Crunchy, come on.
Hacks. Might as well be there. Bang falls, and so much for those Seekers. Just picked up.
Lots of information. Drone comes down mid from Bob as well, so Crunchy knows the pressure is coming in.
Jaesung flashing on through, gonna jump out with it. Tries to turn for the kill, but J-Cruel has a headshot first, but Bob backing up their teammate. Ian gets Xander, and Bob will help spray down J-Cruel as Ian taking the credit for it. So again, trying to make the play in the tree, and this tree lockdown from Soniqs just seems, it almost seems impossible to get through every single time they try for OTW.
Yeah, it's really tough, and it's such a good choke point for an agent like KO to play in. You know, sometimes we're seeing Dizzy play here with the slow, sometimes it's KO with the molly and the 0 point. Either way, you're right, it just feels like they're kind of running into a brick wall. Or maybe a wooden wall since it is tree. Either way.
Alright, so 7-4 Soniqs. And you look at the buys here for OTW. They do have knives going to be used, so essentially buying around the knives. As they're going to put a lockdown towards A, and this doesn't look like a fake of sorts. They're even going to wall with it. There's an Astro Wall come out in response, so absolutely chaos ensuing. Both knives out for Jets as well. J-Cruel jumping on in. We see Ian's perspective there, but J-Cruel back to them as going to take over the side. The Seekers coming in. Jaesung already got Xander though. Bang is going to get taken off to the side. Crunchy knives doing work. J-Cruel, their own knives though. Cut through Ian. Knives on knives action, and Crunchy will win the anime duel. Jaesung gets Brock, and it's just Stellar. Here's the jump it up, but 1 versus 4. Near impossible task, and is dead.
Bob and Dizzy showing up later like, hey, I thought, was something going on over here? Like, there's this incredible meme I saw where it was like the difference between what it looks like to be a duelist and what it looks like to be a Sentinel player. It's like the Sentinel is just like sitting there twiddling their thumbs. The duelist is like slamming their face on their keyboard, hitting like 1,000 buttons a second. That's exactly what I pictured there. As Bob and Dizzy Life just hanging out, having a cup of tea over on B site, while the rest of Soniqs fights for their lives.
Yep, we're smashing those buttons, but you know what, Soniqs, that's that team effort coming into play. They rely on one another. Seems like pretty heavily. as they do, and for good reason. It's just good team support all around. Soniqs 8-4 in that first half, as of course not going to swap sides. As I saw J. Kroll get up here and looked like he could have gotten some great positioning, but Crunchy with their own knives quickly shut that down. And yeah, Soniqs keeping it cool, calm, and collected though. You know, no pop-offs there necessarily. They're just like, all right, yeah, we're taking care of business. We're up 8-4. Got to go attacking though, and we'll see how that works out.
See how the chamber works out. We've seen Dizzy do this a lot, kind of being the first one to walk forward, even without the teleporter there to fall back on. Dizzy has not placed it yet.
Crunchy. Tries to flick for the heaven kill, but not going to happen. Dizzy life. Down to 19 life. Dealing with the shock dart, and not dealing with it too well. Unfortunately, when it's at your feet like that, not much you can do. So Brock finds the opening kill, but the spike's going to be planted, and gonna have to try for a retake now. Get some stars set up. Oh, the pull on the heaven box. Crunchy goes underneath. It gets sprayed through as a result. Well played using that utility. Iron gets 2 though, sitting in A main. Also, they have Jaesung on site in hell. Sung, no, he can't connect the headshot, and now it's up to Iron 1 versus 3. Has a star. And maybe pull.
No shot.
That was a pull. Good right click from Stellar. And that is in time. So victory for OTW. Make it 5-8.
Closer than one might expect. But yeah, certainly good defensive round there for On the Way. And they certainly needed that pistol round in the second half to get themselves off to a good start. They want to come back into this one. Soniqs going to go with a Marshall as their only purchase so far. Crunchy get a couple of nice picks in the past for that damage. Also, just the Marshall plus pistols is kind of the meta now, right? You got one gun that takes big chunk damage, and the pistols can finish it off. Makes the pistols a little bit more effective.
Scanning ahead.
And Bob lining up that arrow towards A main. Going to be quickly destroyed. So yeah, making a decision now as far as if they really want to peek this or not. They know somebody's there. Back winery also being taken over by Xander. Here comes a dog. Ian trying to fall back, but no, got stuck on the wall. Ran into the wall in panic mode. And a free kill for OTW. They'll take it. They'll get Crunchy though.
Here comes the flash.
Oh, jumps away. Too elusive. No, peeks again, gets Big Cruel and avoids death. And the response from Bang. Flash out, yes they are, but Xander the back of the site with the backer from Sky. They take them both out. Headhunter, Dizzy life. Trying to line it up here. Unfortunately cannot connect, and now they know exactly where he's at.
Minus 300 credits.
There's 400. Yeah, that's 400 credits down the drain.
Concealment. 30 seconds left.
Yep.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, eventually we'll get Dizzy life, dealing with them in the middle of the map. And now Xander still knows that Crunchy's nearby. They did not get the info there. But 9 life. 13 seconds remaining. Crunchy just gonna try something crazy. And the inevitable happens. Xander will finish with 3. And Xander, apparently his crouch key is stuck right there. He's just trying to fix it.
Yeah, can we get an admin to look at that, maybe?
Yeah, sticky keys. Disable those. All right, 6-8, OTW. And win the pistol in the second, but now we're in a bonus round, so this is where it gets really interesting. Can OTW somehow make a play, steal the bonus round, or is Soniqs gonna do what it feels like they should do? Kind of attack strategy we're gonna see from them right now. Lining up more of a default. They have the spike early in the back catwalk. As Dizzy life is gonna check B main and take advantage of the teleporters. Is going up against 2 though. Oh, okay.
Nice. I like that. Just a real quick little knife peek around the corner into a teleport. Doesn't even give them a chance to punish. Gets the information that players are playing close.
Bang is waiting for the call of flashing out mid. Crunchy checks tree, sees Brock, but unable to land a shot. Gonna check right into the site. No one's there. Does have a couple players in A main, though, looking to make their way up as well. The A side itself is open.
It's been a great walk from Crunchy up into tree, undetected. Obviously, on the way, probably a little suspicious, but he's actually just going to walk back out now. Interesting.
Oh, and I like that smoke, though. It's going to really keep them guessing. It's like, did they pass? Are they going into the site? What's going on here? But to OTW's credit, they are playing very disciplined. No one's moving from the B side.
Yeah, in fact, they're even kind of rotating back towards middle a little bit. Reading this, they hear the jump. Jake Brule communicating, of course. There's the drone. 0 point is available for KO in middle, so let's be careful of that. There's almost no time left.
Yeah, it's down to 10 seconds. You need to plan it starting at 4 seconds plus, and that is soon. They're going to get into the site. Not really. They got to go for kills now, and getting 4 kills ain't going to happen. Jason's by themselves, and that's going to do it. And they're trying to fight last stand and 6-1, and eventually we'll get traded. So, yeah, going down to the very last second there, trying to make a play in a B. And again, OTW, very disciplined play. They win the bonus round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like we've seen this a couple times from Soniqs where they just go a little too slow at times. Like, they have the gun advantage and they're trying to force on the way to go for a little bit of a informational push, you know, feed away a couple of free kills, but ultimately they don't even give themselves enough time to execute in that round, and that could definitely come back to haunt them, as the 8-7 scoreline is certainly winnable for the way on defense.
Crunchy up in front.
Scout destroyed.
The dog early. OTW will retreat though. Give up. Top and catwalk at least. Bang catches Crunchy trying to sneak on into tree. Dizzy left. Good head under shot, but we critted out by Brock. But Jason got Brock. Stellar though. Shuts that down, and suddenly it's just Bob versus 3. Has a sheriff. Let's see what she can do.
Sheriff Queen.
Shock. Yeah, it's gonna be some damage. Not nearly enough though, and Xander, good peek off of that. We'll finish the job, and we have an 8-8 score line elevated. This is a strong comeback from on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a timeout. First one that we've seen Soniqs call today. And yeah, it does seem like it's about time. We saw them use it quite liberally yesterday. And this is the first time they really are starting to face some serious resistance on the way, looking very solid on defense. And gotta ask, what is your thoughts on Chamber so far? You getting value out of Dizzy Life's Chamber, or just kind of another agent that's out there with a gun?
Honestly, no. I don't think they're getting value. I think that's kind of a hindsight thing to say though, and frankly, it's just like I said, nothing against Dizzy Life, but there's been a couple of these opening shots, especially with the operator that we've seen, where it's like it feels like they should be hitting. They're just slightly off though, so maybe if those were, definitely would be, but if those aren't connecting, then it does take a lot away from the agent, right? Where that's like one of his biggest keys is the fact that he can't go to those early peaks, get the early trade, get the kill, and get out quickly and safely. Because I don't know if the traps have necessarily played the biggest role so far on this map either. So I guess the answer would be no in hindsight, but I'm also still not going to sit here and say that Chamber was a bad pick by Sonic.
Yeah, no, that's not necessarily what I'm trying to imply either. I'm not trying to make you take a hot take there. It's really just, you know, I feel like we did see Chamber be effective yesterday in a lot of situations. It just doesn't really feel like it's given them a ton of value. And like you said, the traps on the way have not been pushing for flanks a lot. So those traps are a little bit less effective. And obviously Chamber doesn't have a flash to kind of break onto a site or anything like that. So.
Well, 8-8 coming out of the timeout. So Soniqs talking it over and trying to figure out how they want to approach this now. We had some A-main action early, but no deaths from it. Crunchy's now going to slowly make the way up catwalk. Going to have to try to kill the wolf. Oh, just got hit by it. Try to have Dizzy Life kill it first, but that's going to be a no command. Oh, Bang was ready to on top of catwalk. Gets to. And that could really thwart this effort from Soniqs into the A site.
If you get onto site, though, we're going to have a chance to plant, but there is a swarm of on-the-way players coming in hot.
Oh, that dagger.
Yeah, try and hold the door.
Stops the drone at least. I'm going to flash through as well. All players are heaven, getting flashed out. And okay, that's an interesting flash. And now they know for sure that they're down here somewhere. The sentry also will confirm that, gets into the site. Brock, actually Jake Roll found Jae-Sung, and now it's just Bob. 1 versus 4, Stellar, the easy peek there to take them out. And that's going to be 9-8 OTW. I mean, that's really all because of Bang holding down the top of Catwalk, or really the Catwalk area. If they at least get a trade there to Soniqs, then, you know, maybe a completely different story, but not the case.
Yeah, absolutely. And the momentum has definitely shifted. You can see 5 rounds in a row. Defensive side here for On The Way. And their ultimate economy looking good. Their gun economy looking good. And Soniqs still looking for answers, even coming out of that timeout. Unable to get a whole lot going there.
Going Astro, guys. That'll work.
Xander setting up the stars. Talk about feeling momentum. OTW is certainly feeling it right now. As we're doing this because of a tech timeout, I'm guessing. It looks like it. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say the players starting to take off their earphones, everything. So looks like we've got a technical pause. Hopefully get sorted out as soon as possible and then back into it. But it's, you know, it's technical pause, so anything can happen. But it really feels like it's, if you had to say, it could be the benefits of Soniqs, right? Where, you know, they just took a timeout, but there's another case. Clearly, they're still lost a lot of momentum. More time to talk this over and figure out how they want to play this, if anything. But either way, it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, aren't there some rules where you're not really allowed to talk strategy in tech timeouts, whatever? But
true.
Definitely, just even like taking a breather after. There's just something about, you know, this game is very confidence based. We've seen players who are feeling it. They'll just take any duel and win every duel. But when you lose 5 or 6 rounds in a row, it starts to feel sometimes like, wait, how do I even win? How do we win a duel, much less a round? So just taking a second to step back, and even if it is for kind of an annoying situation of maybe having a tech problem, sometimes it can be a little bit beneficial.
Take a look at the shot of the block there. That's this whole studio, all the players, and got fans in the crowd, chilling, having a good time, watching some good Valorant. Some of them were players in the event, of course, as well, previously, but they're now cheering on their friends and teammates of sorts even. But yeah, it's an awesome venue there, as you've seen all the shots of it. Definitely live in that area of Philadelphia. I highly recommend to get a chance to make it out. I know, speak for myself and you as well. So would love to make it out there in the future, but we'll see at that time when and if it comes. But yeah, so apparently something the monitor, it looks like. But yeah, no point in speculating. Really don't have any information.
Jae-Sung accidentally suppressed his own computer.
Whoops.
One of the downsides of playing KO.
A little too much suppression going on there.
Or, you know, listen, KO is he's into mechanical things, so just got a little rough. PC.
Well, should be bound to fix it if that's the case, though, too. Pretty easily. But no, we'll get word on what's going on here as soon as we can and figure that out. Again, if this ends up being a little bit longer of a pause, then might just go on a break. We'll see. But for now, just gonna hang out and talk more about what's going on. We got to the Fullerton event. That's continuing to happen as well. They're currently in their quarterfinals over there on the West Coast. Started earlier. I'm gonna get some updates on that, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like have them just yet. So we might still be getting started over there on the West Coast. But that event happening simultaneously as this one. So that actually had even more teams. I want to say it had something like 22 teams or something like that. So the 16 that we had here.
Obviously, a lot of players based in California or the LA region. And so lots of people who can show up to a LAN in California, which is cool. We've got some very good players, you know, the likes of Shanks and Poise from Rise. We've got Curry from T1, Neptune, Derek, all on a team together. Of course, we've got organizations like The Guard. We've got Zero Marksman's other team there as well. And plenty of other highly skilled players. So should be some good games going on in California as well.
Here, the game sounds in the back. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, if that's just me, but jumping around, taking advantage of just chilling for now. But when do you speculate? So you think the patch is going to be early January? You're talking about possibly?
Yeah, when they released the whole sort of State of the Agent Yoru thing, they talked about a patch coming in, I think, second week of January.
Did they?
I assume that'll probably be when those changes come out, and likely they're not just going to release an only Yoru patch. Some other stuff that happens as well.
Yeah. No, I expect that there will be like some bigger balance changes, because this is the first time we're kind of experiencing this, right? Where it's like the end of the season, a whole new beginning here with the new VCT. And I know I'm not to sit here and say like they need to balance around just competitive play, but let's be honest, there's certainly marketing the VCT and the competitive aspect of this game quite a bit. So I would believe that they're gonna kind of follow it accordingly too, as far as making changes. And thus being the beginning of a new season, this would be the time to do so, right? So
I actually wonder if they'll tweak guns at all, because we've focused a lot on talking about agent changes, because there is a pretty big split in terms of what agents are popular and what ones are not. But early on in the game's lifespan, obviously we had the Stinger meta, we had the Bucky meta.
Oh god.
And both of those guns have been significantly tuned down, almost to the point of disappearing in a lot of cases. There was a lot of operator tweaks as well, but we kind of seem to have settled into a spot where nobody's really complaining about any of the guns, especially now that the classic has been somewhat addressed to be less reliable. So I don't know. Do you think we'll see any gun tweaks? Are there any guns that need to be changed a little bit higher power, lower power?
I don't know. Like, that actually just got me thinking. I don't know if there's necessarily any, because like I guess you would think of something needs a buff maybe. You talk about how like Stingers completely disappeared, but I don't know if I want to buff Stinger. So I don't know. It's when it comes to buffing some of the guns, obviously you got to be a little bit careful. I think overall the gun meta is in a pretty good spot. We do have a diverse amount of gun selection, but anyways, we can continue this conversation later, because it sounds like we are going to go to a quick break. They are replacing the computer even, it looks like, so might be a short break here, nothing too long, but we'll keep you guys updated at the very least. So ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. We got game 2 resuming after a short break.